fashion to beauty to celebrity to teen issues, you know, everything.
Zac Efron and Vanessa
Zac Efron.
Well, we're trying to sort of, one of our big things is really promoting positive role models for teen girls as well. So
Zac Efron,
this is
not
you
Kat.
guys.
That's
So we don't have
out the
Lindsay
window.
or Brittany.
I'll give you a 2 minute towards the end.
Yep.
You get a 1 minute and then wind up with the first last 30 seconds.
Yep, okay, no worries.
The Santa Claus.
And we are rolling.
Okay, so you guys are the stars of Angus Thongs and Snogging, and you're teens playing teens in this movie. So how do elements of the film relate to your own life as teenagers?
I think a lot of it kind of does. I think anyone that watches the film looks at it and thinks either, oh yeah, I did that, or I'm going through that, or parents look at their own kids and think, yeah, they're doing that. And I think everyone can relate to it, but for me, definitely, like, quite a lot of it. Like, take away, like, the stupid stuff like dressing up as an olive or boy stalking, but, like...
Well, you don't do that.
The whole ups and downs of, like, the relationships and your parents and sort of the angst and everything, definitely you relate to.
And what about you, Aaron? What elements of it did you relate
Yeah,
to?
a lot of it reminded me of like school life, really. Like, so I was a little bit older, so I already kind of went through that. But I enjoyed it because it was yeah, a lot of it was sort of, you know, what you've been through, like relationships and friendships breaking up and everything. So it was a good laugh, yeah.
Yeah, it kind of covered the whole gamut of what a lot of teenagers go through, I suppose. Everything from friend issues, boyfriend issues, through to the first kiss, and even, you know, covering things like divorce. So I guess, you know, in terms of those elements of the movie, which particular element related to each of you the most?
At sort of the time of the film, the parents kind of things, for me, was kind of relevant, but sort of friends as well, like always, all of it really. I suppose I was at that age when it is all of it, and it's kind of fun. It's like living a double life, I suppose.
Exactly.
I think there's a lot of a lot you can relate to, like even like because a lot of people are saying as well, like it's just for girls, like teenage girls, but it's not. Like it's got a mixture of, you know, it's got the guys in there where like, they're going through situations as well, and like Dave, the last character, who's really like falling for Georgia, and but like she's not interested in him, so he gets his heart sort of broken a little bit. So I think there's a lot in there. So yeah, it's just a lot, and friendships as well. It's like first time situations.
Yeah,
you know, that's like well, they like are sort of covering everything, you know. So.
And I have to ask, that snogging scene.
That
Which
snogging
one?
scene. It was the emphasis on that snogging scene.
That snogging
Yeah.
scene, which was the one with the guy who was the expert, I suppose, for your first snog on the movie.
Yeah.
What was that like? That was just hysterical. Everyone was laughing at the screening I went to see.
Usually everyone like goes,
Everyone goes,
that was probably quite awkward to do, simply because Liam Hesse plays Peter. That was his first like full day on set, and he had to come straight in and do like be this snogging teacher, and that's quite far away from him. He's like, he is quite a character, but he's not full on like that. And I sort of invited all of the crew to sit around the room, and there was people on ladders looking down into the room in the studio. And I think it was quite scary. That's probably quite harsh of me to do because I was really comfortable with everyone. But he had to get straight in at the deep end and sort of get on with it. And obviously you then add saliva to the mix, which came out of a jar and had to be like cut away. That got quite messy. So it was a long day.
Of getting the snogging scene. And, okay, the mean girl, Lindsay. Either of you had experiences of that girl during your school? I know you're still at school, but when you were at school?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have... I think what's quite cool, like, is that it's quite... I mean, she's supposed to be, like, the really hot girl in school and, like... And also from fully developed as well, like, from your part. But you're a couple of years younger than her. Like,
Yeah.
she's like, in, whatever, like, last year's sort of sixth form, I suppose. And then... But yeah, but like it's you know, she's a very bland character, and like you know, like there's no personality to her. And I think, you know, that's where like George's like crazy antics come from. So like But yeah, like,
it was a good message that the girl with the personality, you know, won the boy rather than just the, you know, perfect, so-called perfect girl. So we liked that. And in terms of, you know, obviously the movie covered lots of relationships between the different characters. What about, you know, real life? Did any of that transpire into any ongoing relationships between characters?
More like a family, really, wasn't it? At first, maybe, like, with it being sort of a load of teenagers,
Yeah.
I think probably all the crew would say it was quite hormonal and lots of sort of running around and whispering and gossip and stuff. But that quickly
most of the
dies,
gossip
doesn't
was
it?
between Gurinder
Yeah,
and,
most
like,
of the gossip was
producer.
set from the adults, which I don't know.
I think we were more mature than some of the adults some of the days.
We were
like
quite
Gurinder's
sensible.
the biggest kid on set, so
Maybe they were hoping for something to transpire.
They do try and do that, don't they? They do like
to add a bit of
that.
chemistry to the,
Yeah.
the filming.
and Sean, who plays Tom, and
Ella
Ella, who
Tomlinson.
plays Jazz, they tried to set up loads of gossip just to hide their
What they were going
yeah.
through.
It's,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Right.
A bit of chemistry in that.
Okay.
yeah.
And did you, I mean, obviously, you would imagine playing teenagers would come naturally. Was there much that you did to prepare for your roles?
I think most of it was really kind of on. I mean, what was on the script was very natural and what's like we've all kind of been through before. So the fact that it was, you could really draw on, you know, experience. I don't think we needed to really
Yeah.
prepare for loads of things. But I think Gurinder really brought out a lot of that as well, because a lot of Gurinder's in the script as well when she was writing it, because she's obviously been through those, so she drew
Yeah.
a lot on her experience and then really, like, you know, so it's to make it natural.
The main thing we worked on was just the group of girls as friends, like, just that. They just made us be friends for 2 weeks. That's all we did, really.
Just hung out together?
Just,
yeah.
it was just to get to know each other,
Yeah.
and that was probably the most important thing, because we could all relate to the script and we were all going through that kind of stuff. And there wasn't really much that needed to be worked on like that. It was just making sure we had the chemistry as a group of friends.
And Aaron, you played a musician, obviously, in a band in the movie, but you're not a musician yourself, so how did you prepare for that? Like, what did you have to do?
Well, yeah, there was a lot of. I mean, when the band were actually like, 'cause the band were put together by Gurinder, and they did all their recordings at Abbey Road Studios, so I was going to see them as well and rehearsing like with them, but like not obviously recording anything, but you know, trying to get down like you know the notes and like the sort of the way the
Right.
songs go. So
Yeah.
like I knew the songs before we go on, so I could improvise with it a lot. So which is really good fun. But
So any inspiration from that experience to turn your hand to music?
I don't know. It was like obviously, I mean, I've got like quite a great, like, I'm into a lot of music, so a lot of different music. So I guess you just watch a lot of live bands and stuff and how they are on stage, and I think, you know, you just try and look like, and as well, like, you got to look like you are a band together, and
Sure.
the boys in Stifton are, and I'm not. So like, me going up on the stage and then trying to blend in with them was quite important, and
Definitely.
hopefully it looks alright.
And I have to ask about the cat. Like, that cat kind of stole the
Yeah.
show. Was that, you know, they say don't work with animals. Was that fun? Was it, did you have much to do?
They were good. There was 2 of them.
Oh, okay.
There was sort of the close-up cat, which got all of the beauty shots and the fancy dress, and then there was the cat that did sort of the stunts and all the running
Oh, okay.
and things. And it's like really great to watch, because they'll like just show the cat where it's got to go, like put a piece of chicken down and the cat will do it and remember what to do. And there were times when like it wouldn't do it, or it would be more
Yeah.
interested in the actual food in the fridge than getting out of the fridge. But they would say it's quite incredible what they do.
And what about next projects for both of you?
I've got a couple of things we're looking at. I've just sat my exams, so I've had a year of time out to do all of that kind of
Yep.
stuff. But I'm sort of getting back into it all now, and hopefully there's a couple of things that will go my way.
I'm sure there will be.
Hope so.
What about you?
We're just in between sort of rehearsing on another on a film called Kick-Ass. It's directed by Matthew Vaughn, and it's about like a bunch of superheroes, but it's very violent and quite graphic. So
Quite a change.
It's going to be good fun.
Pace. Oh, that's exciting. Well, I want to thank you both so much for spending time with us, and wish you all the best in the future.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks.
Lovely.